Hello there, people of the internet. My name is Jagero, and this is Dialogues with Jagero. I have a guest today, somebody that I've always had a conversation with on political headache. Now, political headache is just the headache of our country. That is politics. But people also have their social lives. You know, they date, wako na nyumba, wanaenda shule. They have a story about their lives. And today I'm having in the studio Joakim Simiyu, a man that I respect so much. You've become a man, right? So today I'm just going to talk about him and the aspirations of the young people, the people that want to change this country. And so I just invited him to Dialogues with Jagero so that we speak. We have a discussion.
Yes.
So, Joakim, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Very well indeed.
The question I want to start with is that did you know that you are going to be in the spotlight at the very top and elite conversation that we are having as a country and as far as where we are going? Did you ever know that you will one day meet Wanjigi, a man that is he's like a ghost. A lot of people don't meet him, and people that have met him and spoken with him face to face are very few in this country. Did you ever know that you're going to be the Secretary General of a political party so fast? Just the other day, you told me that you were offered a job to be a chef in one of the city hotels. So tell me about some of the aspirations that you had.
Let me share from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I was born in... Okay. I have always said I'm from Bungoma. That's where my home county is. But the exact place that I was born was in Kericho.
Oh, is that so? What was your father doing? What is your mother, or were your parents there in Kericho?
Yes, they were working on a tea plantation.
Okay.
In Kericho. But when I was 1 year old, we relocated back to Bungoma.
Okay.
And that's where I have grown up to when I was old enough to now stride on my own feet.
Looks like your parents were the true Kenyans, the Wanjiku, that when the politicians stand on the podium, they talk and claim to speak on behalf.
When a politician, oh my goodness.
I told you. I told you. Can I help you putting it on silence? Because apparently, it's giving you so much trouble. So there we go now. It is now on silence mode. Yes.
Now, when politicians stand and speak about ordinary Kenyans, I come from a totally ordinary family. My parents are the definition of ordinary Kenyans. And actually, my larger family, even the extended family, it's a combination of an ordinary Kenyan family. So when people talk about the problems that the ordinary Kenyans are facing, they are talking about my life. So when someone purports to speak about your life as if they know it better than you come out and say, hey, here you are not presenting the case the way it is. This is how things are. So as I was born, we relocated back to Bungoma, when I got to the age of going to school, I remember my nursery school was a seventh-day preparatory school, Egitale Center. It's still there. My nursery school, I studied there. Then I went to Kisuluni Primary from class 1 to class 8. I graduated high school. Then I went to French School Kitale from Form 1. Because of my inquisitiveness, I had a rough time in high school.
Also?
Because inquisitiveness, trying to understand how things are going, why are things going this way. I remember one of the most memorable things, I looked at the fee structure and I wanted to understand something. They had put remedial, 6,500, and then tuition, around 9,000. So I went to the principal to tell me the difference between remedial and tuition.
Yeah.
But he couldn't tell me. So I was labeled a rude person who is inciting students not to pay school fees.
Did you later understand the meaning of remedial?
I have always had a problem until today.
But what exactly does it mean?
They say remedial is extra time during class hours, and tuition is over the holidays.
Oh, I see.
Yes. That's the explanation they gave me, but I don't think it's the same thing.
It is the same thing.
Yes. So
yeah. And I wonder why people should be tutored during holidays, though.
Yes, why?
Because you are calling it a holiday, so why are you tutoring me again?
Why are you tutoring me? When you look at the people who even go to school during holidays, they don't perform. It doesn't help their performance so well. So I think it's a way that teachers have come up with to get an extra coin from the students. So such inquisitiveness. So my life has been very ordinary. As you asked, and if I ever knew one day I will be in this space that I am today. At the back of my mind, I always knew I'm not an ordinary person, even in my school. One day, my father called me. He was sleeping in the evening. So he calls me in his bedroom and tells me, all my brothers, ni watu, my eldest brother, ni fundi mzuri sana wanyo. Actually, 3. They do the same type of job. They are the best roofing people. Ukienda to your area, who is Lucas, they will tell you where he is. So my father calls me and tells me, do you know that you cannot do the job like your brothers are doing? So unajua wewe, hii kazi ya jua kali huwezi. And I was very young. Nikashangaa, mzaya anasema nini? Anasema unajua kwanza hii mwili yako na kazi ya jua kali. I couldn't understand it because I was a tiny. I think my father saw me and said, "Huyu mtu mbeleni,
anaweza tuacha,
anaweza kuwa mkubwa." Sasa akaniambia, so pay attention in class. You are not like your brothers. And that kept on coming back to me. And I've always been, this, even in school, in primary, this person that draws attention to themselves. We have gone for a seminar during that time. Tulikuwa siku hizi ndio naona Sunday school is not as important. Tumeenda seminar. So many churches are together. And so, ni vijana karibu 400. We are all in a church. But when I enter that church, it's like everyone realizes that someone has entered this room that has not been here. So I've always been that kind of a person. And something that developed my interest in politics is still my father again. He used to tell me stories about Tom Mboya at the inception of the country. He used to talk about Jaramogi. The book, Not Yet Uhuru, my father had it. So my first political book to read was Not Yet Uhuru. Alikuwa na ingine hii ya Kenyatta inasema Facing Mount Kenya. But I didn't read the whole of it.
Why were you not interested in Facing Mount Kenya? Did you come back to read the whole book?
Yes, later on.
What is it that is whining about Jomo Kenyatta in that book of his?
It talks about a lot. The traditions and his life, where he comes from.
It is autobiographical.
Something like that. But,
well, I know about it. I've read the book.
Niliuliza mtu mwingine akasema ati even Kenyatta himself does not know what that book talks about.
Yeah. Do you think Kenyatta actually wrote that book? Do you actually think he wrote the book? I have a feeling it's a ghostwriter.
It was written by someone else, and Kenyatta was given the rights of an author.
Okay.
So, listening to such stories, I developed a lot of interest around Tom Mboya. because my father used to talk about the tomboy airlifts. So I could see someone who had the interest of the people. And my father also talked about Michael Clement Arkwing's Kothek. You know, this is someone who has graduated in Europe, but he resigns from his job in Europe. Remember, this is 1958. Kenya is not even a country. We've not been given our sovereignty rights. But he decides to come back home and represent Mau Mau fighters on pro bono basis. So such kind of topics. And my father is a good storyteller. So that's why I picked this inspiration. I remember I was in class 7, I think. Then Wafula Omunyinyi, then he was a member of parliament in Kandui, together with Tangula. They came to our school. I think we had, I think a teacher was retiring. So I was in the drama group. And I even remember the title of that play. It was called The Three Fools.
And how many were there, the politicians? 3 of them?
The most notable ones were 2. Omunyenyi and Wetangula.
Okay.
So I was the main character in that play. So after the play, remember Wetangula gets up and says, "Young man, you will be a great leader tomorrow." I never forgot those words. So sisi tumecheza hii play watu kama 10. Wetangula gets up and says, and another similar statement. I have heard such statements from 3 people. Another similar statement is a pastor then came to pray for us as we were doing, we were about to sit for KCPE. So I was given a chance to speak on behalf of students. Then he said the same words Wetangula had said. Later on in high school, Wetangula again, with the Professor Henry Mbeyua, the one who wrote this Science in Action book for primary school children. I was given a chance again to speak on behalf of the students.
Why were you always given a chance to speak on behalf of the students? What is it that they were looking at? What were they seeing in you?
I was a good debater even at that time. I could present points clearly, without raising a lot of it. And most of the students at that time, my classmates, did not have the courage to speak in front of a crowd. But I always wanted to. Even when the teacher says, "Who is going to speak on behalf?" I always had my hand up. So I was given a chance to speak. And then Professor Mbeyua tells me, "One day you will be a great leader." Those has been, they look like off-the-cuff remarks, but they stuck with me. So after school...
Are you understanding the entire import of the statement that they are saying? When they say that you want to be a great leader, did you have a picture of a great leader? Who were the great leaders that you were seeing at the time when people were talking about you becoming a great leader?
I remember even the funeral of Wamalwa Kijana. I was very young at the time, around 7 years. But I could see, I can even remember my grandmother was very sad. We had a very big picture of Wamalwa Kijana in my grandmother's house on the calendar, and a big picture of Raila Odinga the other side. Even at that time, those were the politicians I could look up to. But I couldn't differentiate. At that time, the face of Raila and Musalia, they used to look like the same. Nikiangalia kwa calendar, nilikuwa nadhani ni brothers.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. Musalia and Wetangula and Raila. Nilikuwa naona. So I used to differentiate the two because Raila had some gray beard. Yeah.
A small goatee.
Yes. So that's what I used to differentiate the two. But when someone tells me that you are a great leader, at that time, Wamalwa Kijana's name was so high up in the air. So I even used to listen to his speeches, and I could envy how he could speak.
He was a very disciplined and very articulate.
And I even remember his speech in Geneva, just before he fell ill and was flown to London, and he never came back. I later on wanted to find out how he spoke.
What was he speaking about? Do you remember?
He was talking about taking Kenya back to international respectability. He was talking about how during Moi's time, whenever you could mention the name of Kenya on international forum, the name of Kenya would evoke cynical comments. But it was about time now for Kenyan people to be in government that will make everyone proud. And one of the most notable speeches, I think it was when they were preparing to send Moi home.
In 2002.
Yes. And Wamalwa Kijana talks about how they are going to form a government that will enjoy both worlds. And he said that the government will be led by men of experience. Then Charity Ngilu in the audience protested that no, we also have women. And he had to re-say it again and say, we'll have a government led by men and women of experience. And I remember Omalwa saying that he had worked with Charity for so long that sometimes he forgot what gender she really is.
And everybody burst into laughter.
Yes. So such were the things that could I looked up to. I wanted to be such kind of a person that when you speak even in parliament, no one rises on a point of order because you are so orderly that even the disorderly members of parliament respect you for your orderliness.
Exactly.
So those are the inspirations that I wanted to be someone like that.
Okay.
Even in Nairobi, joining Bunge la Mwananchi, it was an attempt to be in a places where I could practice being that kind of a person.
Yeah. So you go to primary and then secondary.
Yes.
What does secondary look like for you? Do you become a student leader, or this does not happen?
I remember vying as a head boy, and I won with a landslide, but teacher said you cannot be a head boy.
Why?
I was so much pro students.
You mean a head boy has to be part of the government?
Yeah, the government of the school, the administration. Yeah, you have to work very closely with them. I was viewed as a rabble-rouser in high school, someone who could incite students to do bad things.
Were you in a boarding school or a day school?
I was in a day school. Yes, my parents could not afford a high school boarding school fees, and sometimes I could stay home even for 2 months without going to school.
Really?
Because of school fees. And I credit my secondary education to one man called Joseph Murule. He was the accounts clerk in school. Without that person, I wouldn't have finished high school.
So what was he doing for you?
He could allow me to stay in school even without paying school fees. He understood where I come from. He knew my father. And sometimes you are being sent away from school for school fees, then he calls you. His office was just adjacent to the gate, so he could see everyone leaving. And that person had a very sharp memory. He knows your admission number, all your 3 names. So akiona unapita pale na umelipa, he doesn't need a record. Somebody, Joseph Wanyonyi, go back. You have paid school fees. You know, people used to escape even if they have paid because mmebaki class watu watatu. Wale mmelipa, the rest have gone home. So unaboeka because there are even no lessons going on. You want to also sneak out of school.
I want to ask you a question based on that. Looking at how, because that still happens to students and parents today. Do you think that we're living in a country whereby this is something that should be behind us?
Yes, should be something that should be behind us. Because the reason why even some of the people struggle to find their footing later in life is because they didn't have an opportunity to stay in a class and even study because of such issues of school fees. I feel like school should be a civic duty to every child. You shouldn't be having trouble going to school just because your parent doesn't have this particular amount of money. Such are the things that should be behind us. I think our children, the generations to come, should be able to enjoy education, even when their parents cannot afford it. I believe that even where I am today, I'll be way ahead, more ahead, if I had ample time in school. I loved the school. I could even, unajua hiyo kitambo, mzazi angechagua wale wanaenda shule na wale hawaendi. Sema wewe utaenda lakini wewe tutaenda na wewe kwa shamba. Mimi ningetoroka asubuhi. Niende shule. Hata kama hakuna kitu inafanyika.
Of all the human rights, like a passport is a human right in Kenya. Right to life. Education is not a right.
It should be a right. Actually, in our constitution, education is a right.
But how is it a right when you must pay for it?
That's the question we're asking. When you read the bill of...
Because health is a right.
Yes.
But if you don't have money and you cannot afford SHA,
then your right is violated.
Anyway, you finish school, thank God. What do you want to become, really, when growing up and going to school? Do you want to become a doctor? Do you want to become a nurse? Do you want to become what? What do you want to become?
First of all, I wanted to be a journalist.
Oh, is that so?
But my father was against it. My father wanted me to be a lawyer. Because I wasn't a very good friend of mathematics. But my father really wanted me to perform well, but baadaye akakubali kwamba maths is not my talent. So akaona I can be a lawyer. But I wanted to be, I remember that time, whenever I could watch news, I could watch Jeff Koinange speak. And I wanted to be someone on TV. Nilitakana tu kuwa mtu ako kwa TV all the time. So that's what I wanted to be. But after high school, we sit down with my father, we look at the performance, we look at which course can I do. Then I settled for cooperative finance management. I later on settled to do cooperative finance management. I had been called Moi. So I was to start with a diploma. I stayed in Moi for 2 months. I remember my dad sold a very huge tree to raise money for...
To ban maka?
No, kuuza mitimbao.
Mitimbao?
Yes.
Timber?
Yes.
Okay.
We had one very huge tree, and he sold that one so that I could go to school. But after going to school, there are so many other charges. And unaona, you have to go home for money, but then again, you know where you are going. You know that even finding food on the table is a miracle. Unatoka shule, unapata mama amepika, unashangaa. Hey, leo kumepikwa. You didn't expect to find it.
Yeah.
So nikaona, I'm putting very big burden on my parents. Let me find my own way of survival. Nikasema, if it's school, I'll go back to school later in life. Let me try to look for money.
So the tree that your father sells, you abandoned the school fees.
He took the money to school, but again, even people ask me, why is it that you don't take alcohol? It's because I know half of the money that my father got after selling the tree went to alcohol. My father is a good drinker of alcohol.
Man who loves the bottle.
The bottle. So I can see how alcohol has affected his life.
Okay.
And some of the situation we are in as a family is because of that. So I decided, mimi kama Joakim, kama siyo chai, juice na maziwa.
That is how your story is just the same as my story.
Yes.
Because my father also really loved alcohol.
Yeah.
And him loving alcohol really affected the entire development of the family. It is amazing how much alcohol can take away from the family.
A lot.
The little things that you have just goes to the alcohol.
Yes. You come home, the goat you had is not there. It's been sold. When you ask why, there is no really big need, just because the old man wanted something for the bottle. And there is something about people who drink. They are very generous with buying each other bottles. But when you tell your body that you have no food, that's where they draw the line. But ukisema crate ya bia iletwe,
inaletwa.
Kumwambia mtoto wangu ni mgonjwa.
Hiyo sijui tutafanya yepeleka hiyo hospitali.
So some of the behaviors I've picked in life are very deliberate to avoid the situation that I grew up in. And when wakati mwingine mtu tunakosana hii town ananiambia, unajua maisha itakuwa ngumu sana kwako. Mimi nashangaa. Maisha itakuwa ngumu kweli kushinda mahali nimetoka. Because we have seen bad days. And some of my classmates, when they see me on TV and all these things, they are like, Mungu kweli.
Go ahead.
Because they never saw that coming. However, because in the village you can be very brilliant, but you just end up there. I've seen people who performed so well in school, but they are just in the village doing menial jobs. A friend who scored a B+ is just a border operator at home. Then you wonder, someone who was always ahead of you in class, someone, and you know, people who performed very well in class end up, if they don't succeed well in life, it really weighs down on them, because as you perform well in class, there is so much expectation from you. Even the family, the larger neighborhood, the teachers expect that you will flourish into someone very respectable. But if that does not happen, and you remember how those ones who didn't do as well as you are doing, they are doing a little bit better than you in life, you get frustrated. Those are very common sins in the village. So I was very deliberate. I didn't want to remain in the village and be just like every other person. My father kept on reminding me that. Aniambia, I have so many children.
How many are you guys?
We are very many. A whole team and a bench.
Is that more than 10?
Yes. Our team is 11 players. I'm a team inakuwa na players wangapi?
One woman? One mother?
No.
Your father was a polygamous man?
Yes. My mother was married to my dad after the first wife to my dad died. So before she died, she had sired 5 children. And before my father married, he had 2 other children outside before he married. And my mother gave birth to 8. I think 8. Yes.
So that is around 12, 13.
13.
Okay, so he wasn't polygamous. He just married after the other one went. Okay.
So and I had an elder sister who died when I was in Form 3. The other one is there. He's married somewhere in Malava. Mahali Faruki Beta anashinda kuenda. My sister is married there. The other one is in Dubai as we speak. Maneno Ruta anasema amepea watu kazi. So when I talk about these things, I see them in my own family. So mtu akikuja kuniambia sijui people are doing better, I have people in my family doing these jobs that the president is talking about. And I don't see any difference. Because nowadays ladies are going to Gulf. And because they grew up in a bad house, she's in Kuwait earning 35,000. Then she puts that burden on herself to build the mother a decent house of about 500 and 600,000. So for a contract of 3 years, she spends all the money building the mother a house. So she comes back home, she still doesn't have money. She has to go back for another contract of 3 years so that she can now save for her own business. Now, if she went to Gulf at the age of 24, she comes back at the age of 27, building the mother a house. Now she has to go back again for 3 years, come back at the age of 30. Even when you talk about marriage, age has advanced. Maybe she had kids before she went to Gulf. So inakuwa rotational. So your kids are also encouraged to go to Gulf so that they come back build for your house. Because the money you had, you built your mother house. So it robs time to develop yourself and even put up a family. That's why we are against such kind of things.
Okay.
We want a country where you can flourish here. Country where you get out of school knowing that even if I don't get a job, when I open a business, I'm more likely to succeed because people have money to actually spend. So when I left school, I came to Nairobi. I remember I went to my friend who was staying in Mudhurwa. And I stayed in Mudhurwa for 2 weeks. Then I got a marketing and sales job in Kitui. So I had been told that we have a job in Kitui, and this job is very nice. You are going to do sales and marketing for 6 months. Then you get a permanent and pensionable job earning 30,000. And my cousin had already gotten the job. Nauliza, Paul ako Kitui. 30,000. That's a lot. Nikapiga hesabu vile in 3 months nitakuwa nimenunua ng'ombe ya grade.
Are you thinking of going back huko kwenu?
I have always wanted to settle back at home. Hata sahi nikakuwa billionaire, all my investment will go home.
The other day you were telling me you were not building a house in Nairobi.
Ati nimenunua shamba hapa Kitengela. Let me tell you, these people buying land in Kitengela, Roisam, Siokimau, Ruai. Later in life, there will be a lot of cases here. Because those people selling those land have children who have not really grasped the meaning of land. Wale wa Masai wanauza huko Kitengela huko ndani. Wakati hao watoto watataka mashamba, there will be cases there. Mimi sitaki hiyo. Mimi wacha niende Matisi, Matulo huko. Hakuna mtu ataniuliza. Yes, hata kama niko na pesa chukua chop hapa, tukipata serikali na Jimmy, we will build a road 8 lanes from Mombasa, 3 hours niko nyumbani, hata kama ni barabara. So
At the build how many lanes?
8.
8 lanes?
Yes.
From
Mombasa to Malaba.
8 lanes?
Yes. 4 lanes, 4 lanes. So if you are coming from Nairobi and you don't want to stop anywhere, you use the lanes mbili za katikati, highway mpaka Bungoma.
High speed?
Yes, no jam, no anything. 8 lanes.
At a cost of 10 billion.
Even if it's 50 billion. No, a road is more economically viable than a railway. Yes. So when you build such a road and you do an expressway like from Nairobi to Machakos, like ukiwa unatoka Machakos and you want to stop in Nairobi, you can use that expressway. 1 hour, 30 minutes, you are in town. In Nairobi from Machakos. You do another direct road, like when you are coming from Kitui and your first stop is Nairobi, that way you will open up the interiors. And when you do such a big road from Mombasa to Malaba, now counties can do their own feeder roads without wandering.
Okay.
And this issue ya watu kusema kwamba Mount Kenya has better roads than us, itaisha.
Okay, so you go to Kitui?
I go to Kitui. And what I expected to find, I didn't find it. Napata wale watu ambao wanaambiwa ati watalipwa 30,000 in a month. They are sleeping in a hole. Your place inaitwa Wikililie, on the outskirts of Kitui town. Girls are sleeping in their hole the other side. Boys are sleeping. Munatandika mattresses. Nilifika usiku saa 3. So nauliza, my cousin tells me tunaenda kwa ofisi kesho. Kamuuliza, for how long have you been here? Because mimi nakwanga kama kitu haiendi vizuri naonanga mapema sana. I try so much, kitu isiwahi nipata by surprise. Even if it's a girlfriend trying to leave me, before she leaves, I know she will leave. So by the time she's saying it's over, I knew it 2 weeks ago. So it doesn't bother me. So okay, if it's over, it's okay. So I go to Kitui and I ask my brother, my cousin, a lot of questions. For how long have you been here? 2 months. Mnalala hapa. You know, I expected to find pewa nyumba. Umeniambia ni kampuni. I saw how Nzoia Sugar used to treat its
employees. Even
so
even Chemelil Sugar Company, Nzoia Sugar Company.
You know that people who are employed by the company on a serious basis, they have a place to stay. Nzoia Sugar ilikuwa na guest house, ilikuwa na chalicha huko ndani. So I have that imagination. Naona watu wanalala kwa hall. The following day we go to the office Joakim Plaza in Kitui. Basement, underground, inaitwaje hii floor iko chini ya ground. I find a lawyer man there anaitwa Juma Songwa. He tells me, now this is MIT company. Kamuuliza MIT maanisha nini? Akaniambia millionaires in training.
Damn.
Hey.
Ooh.
The name looks so big, lakini bado something is not adding up. So consignment imeletwa, unaenda field, according to your performance at the end of 6 months, now you get a permanent job. Based on how you perform, we have Villa Awards, we have sijui nini. Hadi wameweka calendar za watu kwa ukuta. This one was just a field merchandiser. Nowadays he works in Nairobi, sijui nini.
Stories.
Mimi nangojea consignment, wanaleta dawa ya meno na sabuni.
What did you expect?
I expected unajua ukiniambia saa hii mimi hata ukiniambia ni marketing and sales and marketing ya kuuza ndege sitaki. Kile niliona sabuni na madawa ya meno inaitwa Coolmax.
I remember Coolmax.
Yes.
I saw it, people doing rounds with it on traffic.
Yes. Umevalishwa tai. Wanakwambia target ni clearance, based on how you are going to perform on selling hizo madawa. That's when you can now get a job in Nairobi.
Okay.
Bwana unapakiwa consignment. Ukiuza yote, the most you can sell 2,000. Because wamekufunza inaitwa pitch. Sema hii dawa ukienda supermarket ni 200. Lakini sisi tunakuuzia na 999.
190.
No, 99 shillings.
Okay.
Sema hiyo shilingi moja out of 100 atuende nayo, unapewa sabuni. Sabuni ya sawa ama geisha. So that's how you sell. Sasa tukafika mahali tukacombine. Mimi sasa nikaona kuuzanga dawa moja hapana. Wakati nilienda field nikawa sasa nimereduce. Nimeona how the pitch works. So nasema supermarket. You know you are in Kitui in a very interior. Unajua huyu mtu aendangi supermarket.
Yes.
So namwambia hii dawa supermarket ni 200. But mimi nakuuzia na 198. Dawa mo shilingi 2 hii out of 200 sitaki niende nayo na kupatia hii sabuni ya Geisha alafu na kuongezea hii dawa nyingine 1. So unampea dawa 2 sabuni. Anaona amesave. Umemuuzia tu kila kitu 50. Alafu unakula 20% of the total sales. So ukiuza 100 kuna 20 bob. Nikauza 1 week. No, it was very good. Nakuwa na hii grace ya acceptability. You go to a home, you pitch, and let me tell you, these good-looking homes don't buy these things. Tunaona nyumba iko sawa, unasema hawa wako na pesa. You will not sell there. These people who are just surviving are the ones who promoted us.
But why were the people with good homes not buying? They could go to the supermarket.
I think so. They have a better understanding. Kwanza hata unafukuzwa kutoka kwa boma. Toka hapa. Nikauza mwezi nikaambia my cousin, hapa tunafanya kazi bure. Nikamuuliza, wewe umekaa hapa sasa ni miezi 3 yeye. Kuna watu ulipata mbele yako. Who among the people you found here have been promoted? Wale wewe umeona? Hakuna. Na bado tu tunataka tuendelee. Unajua tumekaa chini na yeye tumesema tukipata hiyo job ya 30,000 in 1 year kila mtu atakuwa na ng'ombe 3 za grade. Umejenga kanyumba huko nyumbani mzuri. Yeye alikuwa ameoa mwalimu. So at that time he was already married. So akona pressure ya pesa nyumbani. Mimi sijaoa. So alikuwa anaona nikisema sitaki kazi anasema juu sina majukumu. Hapana. Hiyo kazi tulifanya, the only good thing I found in that job, I found a girlfriend in Kitui. It's the only good thing. Hiyo kazi bwana. I will share the pictures. Venye tulikuwa there is one day, because umeuza around town kwa hizo villages, umejulikana na kila mtu.
Wanakujua na jina.
Yes. Ukikuja hivi unaambiwa si last week uliniuzia. So nikaona hapana. I have to go far into the interior
to get new customers.
Yes. I remember one day I walked from morning 7 mpaka saa 8 on foot. Umeenda umepita place inaitwa Kisasi. Those people who know Kitui town akiimagine ukiongea, unajua kutoka town Kitui town mpaka Kisasi ni kama umeenda mpaka Mwea. Umetembea kutoka asubuhi. It's not a short distance. Na hiyo time sijui Mungu alikuwa anatupatia wapi nguvu. Nikianza kuenda hivi ati unanifuata, wewe utachoka. So you walk up to 2 p.m. Then you get into the interior, unaanza kuuza ukienda side ya town. Mahali sasa 5 itashika ni kama giza inaingia, you look at the money you have, unatafuta gari, unarudi town.
And who is responsible for the fare?
You.
From your 20%?
Yes. Si ati unapewa asubuhi pesa ya fare, hapana. Ile pesa utengeneza jana kama ulikula yote, leo unatembea asubuhi. There was a small hotel inaitwa mjini pale Kitui town. Tulikuwa tunaenda kukula hapo ugali choma. Unajua ugali choma ni nini? Ugali na supu ya maharagwe.
How? Mbona unaita ugali choma?
Walikuwa wanaita hivyo.
Ugali choma is supposed to be ugali and meat. That is barbecued.
No. Ugali choma. Ulikuwa ukiingia kwa Wambua. Wambua hadi alikuwa anatujua. Kiingia wanakata slice ya ugali na supu ya maharagwe.
Na maharagwe imeenda wapi?
Maharagwe you don't afford. So unakula hiyo slices kama 3, alafu na shiba vizuri. See, it's in the morning. So you can walk up to Kitui.
Fuel.
Hiyo ni fuel.
Fuel ya 50 kilometers.
Yes. And the good thing with Kambas, they are very generous. Kingia kwa boma anaweza sema ananunua, lakini kama hukuli sinunui. Kaa chini huku. Sasa amepika mudhokoi yake.
Mudhokoi ni nini?
ni mahindi imegongwa na mbaazi ama maharagwe. Ni githeri imebondwa. You have to eat that before anunue. And one memorable day, me and my cousin tumeenda kwa boma ingine. Ule madamu amepika mudhokoi na amepika kanyama. Akainsist tukule ndo anunue. So tukakaa chini tukakula, akatuongezea sahani nyingine. So tukatoka hapo tumeshiba. Going to the next home, huyo mama pia akasema mimi kama amukuli hapa kwangu sinunui. You are very desperate for a sale. Tukasema tumekula kwa jirani, sema kama umekula huko hata pia hapa kwangu utaku. Tukaangalia na kazini yangu. Sema acha tukae chini. Tuguze tu tumfurahisha anunu. Kukaa tu hivi tumewekewa, ule jirani alikuwa ametupatia chakula akakuja. Akatupata tena na sahani. So tunaangaliana. I know she went away saying, we,
watu wako.
Enda hivi wako. Iyo maisha ya Kitui, I was in Kitui like 2 months doing that job. They take advantage of these young people coming from school. You really want a job. You want now to start earning your own money. Wanakudanganya, wanakuita hapa, wanakuita posh areas kama Nairobi. They call you in Westlands. Wanasema ni network marketing. Wanakuambia sijui food supplements. Wanakupatia maisha yenye, wanakuuliza wewe umewahi tumia mama yake 10,000. Sema hapana. Here you will be able to do even more. Unaona ile Mercedes pale. Hiyo ni yangu.
Wanadanganya.
You will never see anyone driving away in that Mercedes.
But it's parked there.
It's parked somewhere very strategic yenye mkiwa kwa hiyo room akisema do you see that vehicle there? Ni ya huyu msichana. Unaangalia huyu msichana vile ni mdogo. Na hako na Mercedes. Na alianza hii kazi unasema heri hata niuze laptop yangu nikuje hapa.
Pia unakuja na pesa.
Yes, they say registration.
Really?
That's how they are conning people.
Registration over how much?
They can ask for 2,000.
From 5,000 people.
Yes. Mumejaa. Unapiga ushago nasema nimepata kazi, nataka tu 2,000. Wanangangana unatuma hiyo pesa. Kesho unakuja hapa unasema watu wa Tianshi walikuwa hapa. Tianshi ni nini? Si nyinyi ndio mlikuja na wao walikuwa wamebook tu hii room leo.
Kweli? Ndio ulikuja na wao.
Wanakuuliza kwanza wewe ndio utuambie mlitoana wapi. Sema
oh my god. Sasa hiyo wanasema hiyo ni hoteli yao ama hiyo ni mali yao ya kufanya kazi.
Walibook to your room on that day. Unaona venye you can book a room na uweke nini ya political headache on the wall.
Yes, like we did at Baraza Media Lab.
So when someone comes, he thinks that's a permanent area. Alafu akienda sahi Baraza Media Lab akiuliza Jagera wapi. Siwe ndo alikuja na Jagera wapi. Those people have been conning people out of the desperation of getting a job. When you con umeita watu kama 100. You con them 2,000 each.
That is 200,000.
Yes, and there are 3 of them. At one ndo wamekuja kuwafanyia induction. Tomorrow they are not there.
Tomorrow they are on the other side of town.
Yes, conning other people.
And again, and again, and again.
Yes. They are moving. Ukisikia kitu inaitwa network marketing, tuma polisi hapo.
Tuma polisi hapo. Polisi wataenda wanyoe yao 4,000.
Sasa mimi nilikosana na manager. Uko Kitui. Kamuuliza wewe. hii shughuli tunafanya. Wewe umeona nani akipromotiwa? Pigia yeye simu. Sema I'm inciting, akaanza kusema mambo ya faith.
Gani binguni or what?
Sasa mimi na demoralize other people. Akasema no. There was a lady called Agnes. Akasema Agi, umekuwa hapa muda gani? 4 months. Who among you here have seen anyone get promoted?
The promotion, therefore, is you leaving this job for a plum position somewhere else.
Yes, and that's just a trial. You will get a
job. This is where you are hardened.
Yes.
For the good that is to come.
Yes. Tukasumbuana. Nikaambiwa nitoke niende.
How about your cousin Paul?
So nikafika cousin akakuja amejam ati mimi naharibu kazi. Nikamwambia sikia. Hii kazi hii tunaporwa. Tunakoniwa we are enriching someone. Because wewe unakuja umeuza 1800. Huyu anakuja ameuza 1000. Huyu anauza, tunapanga pesa kwa meza, huyu manager anachukuanga pesa kila siku. Not less than 10,000 from all of us. Sisi tunaambiwa tutapromotiwa. To be what?
To be what?
Yes. So, hii kazi tukimaliza, this is sales and marketing. Tunapromotiwa tuende tukafanya kazi gani? There was no answer. Do you know what happened? The following day the manager did not come and he has never come again. Walienda kwa ofisi, kangoja consignment iletwe, hakuna. Kupiga simu ya huyo manager. Mimi nasemanga ile siku tutakutana hii town. Tutaangushana vibaya sana. Alitutumia vibaya bwana.
How do you become a chef?
So before nikimaliza KCPE niliajiriwa kwa bakery huko nyumbani. Nikajua kutengeneza vitu kadhaa. So now after hiyo job imeisha, my cousin was a very devoted member of the Repentance and Holiness Ministry, Prophet War. He was a choir guy there. So we are used to surviving on the 20% yourself. Sasa kuna nyumba tulikuwa tunalipa pale majengo, tumehama sasa kwa hall, tuko majengo 500. Hatuna pesa ya nyumba, 500 shillings. Na tuwezi rudi ushago because ushago they know we are out there hustling. We will go back with something. Akaenda akatoa hiyo ushuhuda kwa kanisa. Kuna madam fulani alikuwa anauza pale Kalundu Market. Akamchukua akaenda akampatia waru. Akakuja na pikipiki imejaa gunia iko na waru, cabbage, sibili. Sasa hii tutakula hadi lini? Amepewa 2000 ya kulipa nyumba. Na hiyo ingine ajipange kidogo. Kumbe vile ametoka bado wanafikiria mambo yake. So the next Sunday akapewa 20,000. I was not a very good church guy, so they didn't give me. Akapea So tukakaa chini. Tukajiuliza tutafanya nini? Nikaambia yeye, I know how to make donuts. We can make donuts tutembeze tukiuza.
This is after Kitui.
No. We are still in Kitui. We've decided we are not going back.
I see. Okay, I see.
Yes. So we start making. We go buy flour, karai, nini, vitu zote. Usiku saa 10 tumeamka. Nikatengeneza donuts. Tukaweka kwa ndoo, kila mtu akatoka.
Really?
The only thing we learned at hiyo MIT ni kuvaa vizuri. Because lazima utoke na tai umepiga.
Ulikuwa unataka kuuza donut na tai?
Tulivaa tai.
Surely. Really?
Unajua umekufanyia indoctrination kwamba you must look
brainwashed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uzuri.
I think I would not buy a donut from somebody wearing a tie. Would you? I don't think I should.
So hiyo biashara tukawa tunauza, mtu anatuuliza sasa unauza hii peke yake itunyonge, si ndio? Huwezi uza hata chai.
Okay.
Hiyo idea ikakuja. Nikaenda nikaambia cousin yangu, I know how to make coffee. Tukaenda tukanunua hizi mitungi za kahawa unaona wakizunguka nayo huko.
Hizi za Burundi na Rwanda.
We went and bought 2. Si yako na 20k. Yes.
Alipewa lump sum.
Yote. So tuka-agree kwamba because I have the idea.
Yes.
Ya biashara.
And he has the money.
And you have the money. Wewe utakula faida 60%, mimi 40.
Fair enough.
Fair. Jua kupika donut wewe
hujui.
Kupika kahawa hujui.
Huyu jamaa alijua tu kuuza kalamu.
Niliwacha yeye siku nyingine alikuwa amekataa hiyo mambo akapika uji. Akaenda akauze uji. Akakumbuka nayo akarudi.
Kuna mwenye anataka uji.
Nikamwambia si nilikwambia. Donuts. So biashara ikashika. You know, we used to be very together tukiwa tuna pesa. Wakati pesa ilianza kukuja. So mimi, because he's older, I have trusted him. Nikamwambia, wewe sasa ndio utakuwa unaweka pesa. Mimi ile wakati nataka, wewe ndio nitakuwa nakuja. Lakini baadaye naona kitu ikaniambia fanya hivi. Because tulikuwa tunakuja tunaweka pesa yote kwa meza jioni. We go to a place we are so busy mpaka hadi mchana. Unajua kitu is very hot. So naamuka asubuhi saa 10 tunatengeneza donuts. Then we prepare coffee very early in the morning. Tunauzia watu wa boda boda at saa 2 saa 3 we are back in the house.
They can see the change of business.
Yes. Tukahama kwa hiyo nyumba ya 500. Tukaenda kukaa karibu na Intercounty Hotel. Karibu na shule.
Milimani.
Yes. Shule iko hapo inaitwa St. Mark. So we stayed there. Paying 2,500. It's a 2-bedroom house.
A huge leap.
Yes.
Any women?
So at that time, women can look my way. And you know, from MIT, tumefunzwa kuvaa vizuri. So I used to go, kuna mahali ka slope, nilikuwa nanunua tu shirt hapo.
Okay.
Nimeng'ara vizuri sana.
Okay.
Out of the blue, the stepmother to my cousin died. Because we cousin, Babake is the firstborn in my mother's home. And his mother had died, and the father married another wife. So that one also died. So we had to go back home to now bury the relative. Remember, after high school, tangu niende Moi, mambo ikwame, niende Kitui, sijawahi rudi nyumbani.
How many years?
That's 2 years. So namwambia sasa pesa ambayo umekuwa ukikusanya sasa tugawe. Si tunaenda matanga.
Ala?
Ndio sasa tujipa. Kumbe huyu jamaa pesa yake anapelekanga anatumianga bibi.
Yote.
Yes.
100%.
He doesn't have the money. But unajua kitu ilikuwa imeniambia kwamba wewe jiwekeange kakitu. So nilikuwa out of the sales of the days mimi naiba 1,000.
Unachukua pesa ya affordable housing.
Nilirealize tukipiga mahesabu hata 1,000 ingikosekana hashikanishi. Na mimi najua 1,000 hapa haiko.
Lakini hashikanishi, pola hashikanishi.
Hashikanishi kabisa. So nikawa
unachuna.
So at the time nilikuwa na mkaza pesa, nilikuwa na 42,000. Kama singekuwa na hiyo pesa, mambo ingekuwa ngumu because he told me he doesn't have the money.
He owed you about, in your estimation, about how much? Should have been more than 100,000.
Yes. We were selling good money. Then he had called home and said, I want to bring problems, nataka kuharibu biashara. Nikasema, fanya hivi. Tukirudi kila mtu afanye biashara yake.
Okay. Just a minute. Collins, Peter, can you go to that hotel hapa hii ingine, hii baraza, uambie ya kwamba nataka chai 2, Na hiyo chai ipikwe na maji ya nini?
Ya chupa.
Watuletee and a spare and honey and a spare tea bag. Is it clear, Cheta?
What do you do? Mine, we boil to milk and I'll go get tea bag. That is better.
Okay. Yes.
So, what I realized where my money was going. We went back home, nikaona his wife and his kid are living very good life. The sofa sets in the house, nikaona, hii ni mahali pesa yetu inakujanga. So when we went back to Kitui, nikasema, sasa, everyone to do their own business.
Really?
Yes.
Unapromosha kampuni.
So because I knew the brain that is running this business ni mimi. But the money ya huyu ndugu alipewa kwa kanisa. Mimi nikahama. I bought my own equipments.
What equipment did you need? Karai tu ndo unaita equipment.
To sound sophisticated. So I started doing that business on my own.
Yeah.
I looked for.
But how about geography where you are selling? Did you create boundaries of where the guy couldn't go and where you could go?
No. Let the person with the best product sell.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yes. Yeah, yake ilikwama. So you go, someone is taking coffee na anasema, ni ndugu yake amepita hapa. They knew he's my brother. Hii yake hapana. Natupa, niwekee yako.
This is hilarious, my brother.
Ikawa sasa biashara yangu imenawiri kuliko yake. Sasa tukaanza hiyo malumbano. My mother called and said, we have a job in Nairobi. So go to Nairobi, toka huko. Na hata vitu sikubeba.
What job is it? You should be very worried about people promising you jobs at this point.
This is my mother calling me.
What does your mother know about jobs?
A neighbor from home who was working in Mombasa, Calworks.
Okay.
Had said he had talked to, because as I was in my parents, they want you to get a salaried job. They think you are suffering doing business. So they had told to that neighbor who was working in Mombasa, Calworks, that I come to Nairobi, there is a hotel job. So I come. I get a job at Galitos. But before I got a job at Galitos, niliambiwa kuja Nairobi interview, tutume email. That's where you apply the job. But we have someone inside that will help you get the job. So nikatoka na Kitui. Nikakuja sasa nangojea job. Nimeambiwa tu 1 week kidogo upate job. Corona.
Damn.
Corona.
This is 2020.
Yes. So kuna makafyu nini. Ule ndugu yangu mwenye niliwachia huko sasa afanyanga akinitumia pesa, simu ashiki. Nikaenda kwa hiyo nyumba, nilipanda gari hapa Kenatwa Sako. Nikafika alihama. So I don't even know where he went. Na vitu zangu zote.
Equipment.
Na amehama na equipment. So the money I had, nikawa natumia Nairobi. Sasa unajua Nairobi nyumba ni expensive.
Yeah.
Ikaisha.
12,500 tena.
Ikaisha. So wakati pesa ilipungua nikaona Mudhurwa kuna nyumba za hiyo bei. Nikaenda Mudhurwa. Nikachukua nyumba ya mabati. Nikawa nafanya kazi ya mkono. I bought a trolley.
A trolley? What is a trolley?
Unaona ukipita town hawa watu wanasukuma hii. Yeah, I bought that one. Nikaona before pesa ishe, acha ninunue hii kitu. Juu nimeona huku kazi ya mizigo ni mingi. Siwezi beba na mabega. So I bought a trolley. ukitoka City Stadium,
okay,
ukiingia Mudhuru kwa soko, that Katamak road, I used to stand there with my trolley very early in the morning.
At what time?
6 nimefika.
Turns out you can keep time.
Yes. So what happened? So those traders
wanaangusha hapo mzigo.
Wako na mizigo mzito sana.
Kutoka wapi?
Wameweka kwa hizo stores. Unaona hizo nyumba za mabati, zingine ni store. So mtu akona gunia inatoshana hivi ya mashati.
Ametoa wapi?
Si anauzanga.
But
hizo vibanda.
Okay, but that is the storage.
Yes. So you have to go to that store, weke hiyo gunia kwa trolley, umletee kwa hiyo kibanda, anakupatia 20 bob.
So that aanze kuuza.
Yes. So nikakuwa trustworthy. So every morning I could wake up, naenda, nimelala na funguo za store zote.
Kweli?
Yes. If I was a thief.
You are the admin?
Yes. Nafungua, najua kila mtu hii gunia ni ya kibanda fulani. Hii gunia ni ya kibanda fulani.
You know, you are talking as if this happened in 1970s.
So, during hiyo corona, walikuwa wanafunga saa 1. But sasa mimi narauka.
Because of curfew.
Yes. Narauka asubuhi, naweka hizo magunia. Kila gunia ni 20 bob. So nikirudisha asubuhi is another 20 bob. Kila kibanda ni 40 bob. Nilikuwa nalala na 800 kila siku. 800 nikawa najipanga na hiyo. Wakati corona iliisha ndio nikaenda Galitos. Nikafanya Galitos. So what introduced me to bunge la mwananchi? Nilikuwa nafanya Ngong Road. Hii Ngong Road, Prestige. There is a Galitos there.
Prestige.
Ola station somewhere.
Ola station. So that is where there is a chumi ya kitambo.
Yes.
Okay.
I was working there.
At the petrol station?
Yes.
Next to the pharmacy?
Yes. And I loved working. There is a pharmacy around Galitos. All Galitos. Yes.
Ya watu wenye wanahara ama mbona wanakuanga na hiyo kitu? Is your food safe there at the Galitos?
But anyway, this is a fast food joint.
Okay. It needs a pharmacy.
Look at everywhere there is a fast food joint. There is a pharmacy. Where there is KFC.
And you are not going to tell me the reason why?
I will tell you. Where there is KFC, there is either Good Life, Transchem or something. A very well-doing pharmacy. Where there is either Pizza Inn or anything fast food. Let me tell you why. It's not because their food is bad.
Okay.
But the nature of the food they are making. And the kind of customers who go there. Wewe huwezi niambia umekula large pizza na soda blackcurrant half a liter. Nimekuuzia asubuhi pizza. Asubuhi kabisa saa 4. Nikaona huyu customer hata tunamjua anakujanga hiyo masaa. Then atarudi saa 8 Galitos. Akule kuku. Aende pala lambe ice cream. Unajua huyu mtu chakula anakulanga ni ajabu. Lazima atahitaji dawa.
Damn.
Yes.
So what you are saying in laughter is really serious.
Yes. Because look at the combination. Where there is a petrol station.
Okay.
There is a fast food joint. On the side, there is a pharmacy. Go around the country, or this city. Mahali kuna petrol station, piga picha. Look at that photo. Umepiga nini? A fast food joint, a pharmacy, a petrol station. You will come driving, so you don't walk, you don't exercise.
Okay.
You will eat junk.
Okay.
Which will lead you to the
pharmacy.
Yes. It's a good combination.
Oh, it works.
It works very perfectly. So,
you are telling me about bunge la wananchi.
Yes. Whenever I could get from job, 6:30 in the morning, I finish my shift. Nikipita town pale Ambassador naona kuna watu wengi wanaongea siasa. Nikaenda hapo nikasimama. Nikasikia, kaona nikasikia siku nyingine mtu mwingine anaongea vitu ambayo sikubali. Nasema hapana, wewe unadanganya. Nikaambiwa sasa wewe sema.
Interesting.
Nikasema, nika-realize, wakati this person was speaking, people were speaking there on the sidelines.
Yes.
Wakati mimi naongea, hakuna mtu anaongea.
Wanakusikiza wewe.
Yes. Nikaenda hapa second time, third time nikifika wakaniambia, wewe umefika, huyu alikuwa anasema hivi, hebu tuambie.
Okay.
So I used to go there daily.
After Galitos?
Yes, after Galitos. I loved night shift. Just pendangi kukongana na wadosi. Such jobs have very petty managers and all this. Anataka kuku micromanager. I don't like that. So I used to go there night shift. So managers are not usually on shift at that time. So I can do my job without questions. So asubuhi, I go there. And I became a very famous member of that bunge pale ambassador. But there were no cameras. I remember 2022 elections, I used to go there. So, nikitoka hapo, naenda City Stadium, there is another bunge there. Nika develop a lot of things.
So you are hopping between bunges?
Yes. Campaigning for Raila.
Campaigning for Raila?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Kwanza hii story ya one county, one product, ilikuwa hapa kwa fingertips.
What is it about? Remind the audience what it is.
One county, one product, the Simiyu manifesto was about, every county has some natural resources that can be harnessed to create an industry around it. Raila talked about cotton in Busia. We can have an industry about that. Mangoes in Ukambani, sugarcane in Bungoma and Kakamega. So every county has something they can create an industry around that one will create wealth and jobs. So I was so nikaona mambo ya kazi. Juu imenisumbua sana this idea.
Starting from those MIT folks.
Yes. So I saw this idea. So I used also to clarify around the 6,000. Because people thought everyone will get 6,000. The word was vulnerable. So you if you are not vulnerable, you are not going to get the money. But people used to ask about how do we now identify who is the vulnerable person. Hiyo ndio headache tulikuwa nayo. So I was transferred. That's how I found myself in Jivanji. Nikapelekwa Westlands.
Nani alikutransfer?
The management.
Oh, transfer from Galitos.
Yes.
Ukapelekwa Westlands.
Yes. There was a case of stealing.
At your former space?
Yes. So they had to change every stuff, a whole complex. So mimi nikajipata niko Westlands. So nikiwa ninatoka Westlands nilikuwa naenda PM shift. PM shift starts from 1 to 4 usiku. Nikipita hapo Jivanji around 1, naona wale watu wengine tunakuanga nao pale
ambassador. Pia wana jump huko.
Nikauliza, akasema hii pia ni bunge. Nikabadilisha shift nikawa naingia asubuhi.
Unatoka saa ngapi?
Natoka saa 9. Saa 10.
Kuna bunge.
Yes. Sasa Jivanji saa 10 sasa ndio imeshika moto.
Hiyo ndo the mother of all bunges.
Yes. So nikaenda job nikamwambia manager mimi nibadilishe shift. Nitakuwa naingia hapa 6:30 natoka saa 10 jioni. Nikamwambia
What were you doing there by the way at the Galitos?
I was a griller.
A griller?
A griller, we deal with burgers, we deal with the rib chops, we deal with steaks, we deal with
na ulijulia wapi mambo ya ribs na kule ulikuwa unauza kalamu ukaenda toothpaste ukaenda donut?
Galitos has a program of training before you are now absorbed. When you win an interview, they take you on a training program.
And how did you win your interview? By saying that you sell donuts?
By saying that I am quick to learn and I can learn what you are doing. Yeah. I said I learn very fast. I don't know how to make what you are selling, but it will not take me time.
Really?
Yes.
And true to your word?
Yes.
Easy.
I just didn't want to get promoted there.
In life, unashika vitu haraka.
Mimi, I don't learn one thing twice. Hata wale watu wa bunge niliwaambia, tulikuwa tunapiga story. Ananiambia, tulikuwa tunaenda kwa waziri, anatupatia pesa. Nikawauliza, nyinyi mnaenda kwa waziri na bado mko hapa? Ananiambia, unajua sijui nini. Nikamwambia, ile siku mimi nitashika line moja, mimi nimewaacha hapa. Ananiambia, hii mambo sio rahisi. Nikasema, nini? Tumashimo, kuna ile lugha ya town. Huyu anakulanga kwa Sonko. Kwa Sonko. Umekaa kwa Sonko akiwa governor na bado tuko hapa. Ati huyu alipewa milioni 2 akakula ikaisha. Milioni 2. Nikasema mimi ile siku nitashika line moja.
I want to ask you something about fast food. The anatomy of it. What is really going there? Why is the food coming out so fast? You go there and the food is ready. How does it work from the very beginning?
This is what happens.
Okay.
That is what we call projection.
Okay.
Projection is, this is on a Friday. It's end month. So people have money. And you look at last month, at around same time, how much money was sold, kuku waliuza ngapi, because we always have those records.
Okay.
You can go to the date, Sileoni, that let's say today is 11th of November. I can go to 11th November last year. Nione waliuza kuku ngapi. So based on that and based on the business trend now, I can estimate and say, leo, on my shift, I can sell 40 chicken. I can sell 50 kgs of chips. I can sell this number of breast fillets. I can sell this number of steaks. So out of that projection, there is what we call pre-cooking.
Okay.
So if it's chicken, there is a huge grill.
Okay.
And there is a process of pre-cooking chicken. It takes like an hour with the chicken on the grill.
What is the process?
There is a way you turn them as they are being roasted. Then after 1 hour, it is 80% cooked or 90.
Okay.
So you take them, you put them on inserts, you put them on cling films, then you put them in drawers where they cool. First of all, you don't cover them when they are hot.
Okay.
You unangoja zipoe, alafu unakava. You label it.
Okay.
Once the chicken is cooked, its shelf life is 4 hours. You must not have that chicken within that kitchen after 4 hours. That's why pre-cooking is always going on. Unasema, I have opened my shift with 2 chicken. Customers will start coming in at 10. At lunchtime, now they come in large numbers. So you start pre-cooking chicken at around 8. In 1 hour, at around 9, the first batch, let's say 16 chicken are ready.
At 80%?
At 80%.
Okay.
In drawers. So you label it 4 hours. Cooking time, na expiry time. So when you put them in the drawers, you are now preparing other things. Like a breast fillet, its shelf life is 6 hours.
Why would these things be 6 hours? I mean, why would chicken be 4 hours? Within the day, why is it expiring? What is expiring?
It's not that after 4 hours they will be bad. But we prefer a customer, we have a word called soft and succulent.
Soft and succulent.
And when it is soft and still juicy, somehow.
Okay.
Because ukiweka up after pre-cooking, it drains the water.
Okay.
So after 4 hours, itakuwa ngumu.
Oh, I see.
Yes, so utakuwa nangangana na.
It will be like eating fiber.
Yes. Now, our customers love prestige. Ni watu ambao they are doing slightly well in life.
Okay.
So they don't want such things. That's why we give it a shelf life of
4 hours.
4 hours. So that it's still soft and succulent and you can enjoy eating.
Okay.
So after 4 hours, utakuwa umebaki na kama kuku moja ama mbili. Based on your projection. That's why projection is very important. When you have remained with 1 or 2 chicken, there is another bunch of 16 chicken
that is coming to the drawer.
Yes. So it continues like that. That's why you must never...
What happens to the 1 or 2 that have expired, quote unquote?
This 1 or 2 that have expired, before this one is done, utakuwa hauna kuku. Because customers are still coming in. It is not just walk-in customers. People are ordering online.
Yes.
We have a printer in the kitchen where when you order chicken on Glovo, the docket, it's called a docket. A receipt pops on the printer.
Okay.
You read it, you know what the customer wants. Naona anataka 3-piece chicken with regular chips, anataka soda Fanta, anataka nini. It should be ready within 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, you press ready on the dial pad. You tell the cashier, he has the dial pad at the front. Order number 65 Glovo is ready. Anafinya. The rider, who is now seated outside, gets a notification that order iko Glovo, ya Glovo, at Ola Parklands is ready. Inaenda 2nd Parklands Avenue, apartment number 18.
The people that are doing slightly well.
Yes. So the rider comes. He has even the address where he's going. And there is a number of the customer there. So he picks the order and says, I'm on my way. Within 10 minutes, amepata kuku yake bado ni moto.
Soft and succulent.
If it's not soft and succulent, there is a case where the order is taken back. And the chef on shift, you must explain. And the chips should be crunchy.
Sio ati
inakaa kama imechemshwa hapana. That's called blanched chips. Because we also have a pre-cooking process of chips. Because hutaki customer akikuja chips akae 20 minutes. There is a way of like boiling it, but using oil, mafuta ya kuchemsha. So you go to the fryer and set the temperatures at around 145 degrees. Then once it is at that temperatures, then you put chips on the it's called what? Baskets. You boil it. Once it's you una make sure there is a way of knowing. Inakuwa kama imechemshwa. Ukifinya hivi inajifinya. You also leave it to cool. So we ukiingia Galitos leo unataka chipo. We go to the pre-cooked chips. Shelf life ni 6 hours.
Wow.
We make sure that in 6 hours chipo yenye ulikuwa umeprecook haiko. According to the policy of the company, after 6 hours we need to waste what is there. That's why you have to be very good on projection. That as we are changing shift, mwenye ameingia ana pre-cook yake. Na hawa watu ukimuuzia kitu imekaakaa shida. Utapata ametweet, I went to Galitos.
It is not soft and succulent.
Yes.
Inakaa imechemshwa.
Na hiyo kitu inatoka huko juu, si hiyo ndiye anaiona wa kwanza. Inateremuka mbaya mpofu.
Kweli?
Yes. Before ifike kwa ofisi, regional manager ameambiwa sijui nani.
You leave Galitos. Why do you leave Galitos?
This is the most recent. When I went to Jivanji, there is even my first video at Jivanji. I will share it with you. And my way of political commentary captured the attention of the Kenyan people because of the videos that used to come out of there. So out of that commentary, one day, you remember the launch of PLP party, pale Madhakarua.
Yes. Hapa karibu na kwetu hapa.
Yes. So nikaamua wacha niende ni attend your function. And in that function, my party leader Jimmy was there. I didn't know that he had been watching my videos. So he spots me from the crowd and says, Kuja, find Willis. He will tell you where you can find me. Willis, yes. You remember? Hadi niko na shift Galitos. Sasa niko na kimbia because niko na shift jioni na nimetoka hapa kitu saa 8. So naenda kupitia Wanjigi kidogo alafu niende. So nilikuwa niko na namba ya Willis already. We had met elsewhere. Nikampigia. Hello, yes. Kaniambia kuja kwa ofisi. I went. We had a talk. Kaniambia, I'll talk to the boss. I'll give you a call. That same day, at around 8, nimelala. Naona simu WhatsApp. Picha ni Jimmy. Habari ndugu.
How does he usually talk on phone?
The way I've just talked. He's very cool. You know, when you have a personal interaction with him, you realize he's very cool. And people with that attitude are people who are struggling with life. People who have...
You think so?
Yes.
People with bad attitude.
Yes.
People who are struggling with life.
Yeah. If you find someone who is really... Hizi mashida ndogo ndogo zenye mnangangana nazo alimaliza. They don't have an issue. Even when I was in Galitos, troublesome customers, ndio amenunua 2 pieces ama 3. Shida, my order is late. But mtu amenunua 18 pieces. Amenunua 5 jumbo chips. Burgers 3. Anakuuliza, how far? I will wait. Lakini huwa 2 pieces ya 490.
Anakumaliza.
Atakumaliza. That's why hata nikiongea na yeye nilikuwa akiniambia niende nikutane na yeye, I was wondering. So how do I even talk? Now he calls me and says, Ndugu, I've seen your videos. One thing he told me, say, never say you were never given a brain by God to help you navigate this life.
Never say you were given a brain by God.
You were never given a brain by God.
You were.
So what you have is a gift, and God gave you a brain. Use it well. So let's meet and have tea. And he hangs up. He hasn't told me where or when. So nani saa 2 usiku. Sikulala. Nilikuwa nashangaa. Bwana, nimepigiwa na Jimmy. So the following day, I'm just by my phone wondering. So you know you can't call.
Why not?
Because he's not your age mate. This is ni mtu ambaye kusikia habari yake mara ya kwanza. At the person who brought together Uhuru and Ruto and helped them form government is Jimmy. So this is a person who forms governments. He's calling me. How do you call? Nikangoja apige. At around 3 the following day, I called. Let's meet somewhere. I will not mention where. Let's have tea. So I'm at Jivanjia that time.
Unapiga siasa?
Hapana, nimekaa tu mahali nimengojea simu. Hiyo siku siasa sikupiga. Tukakutana. We spoke like...
How long ago is this? How long ago is
this?
Not
a long time ago. Not a long time ago. Not a long time. Nikiwa na yeye bado nilikuwa nafanya Galitos. I told him I work at Galitos. Oh, that's good. So we kept on talking. Telling me that's where now, because he told me he had me speak about the economy even without ever meeting him. So he knew I will understand his agenda. And we've been friends. So wakati nilikuwa Galitos, nikapiga hesabu nikaona hii Galitos pesa wananilipa na shughuli napiga huko nje. And again tukiwa tumekaa na yeye akaniambia, salary is slavery. Always work on how you can earn your money without necessarily being employed. Now, at that time, I was already contemplating leaving Galitos, but I was wondering, where do I go? Because I didn't want to be promoted at Galitos. Nilikuwa nakataa kabisa. And I used to behave badly, intentionally, so that I don't get promoted.
Why?
Because promotion, niliona hapo managers have a lot of work and the pay is not commensurate. Na nikaona they take a lot of time kazini. Kasema hii.
Backroom staff.
Yes.
Too many staff.
So, reconciliation of stocks. The manager is in charge of stock movement. He's in charge of sales. He's in charge of grooming your staff. You are in charge of cleanliness. Mimi sitaki. Unafanya kazi ya accountant. Nikasema hii. Na si ati sijui. Najua lakini najifanyanga sijui ndio. Hata wasiseme ati nimewacha fulani ako in charge of the shop staki. So, one day I just wake up and I said, no, I'll not go to work. And I never told Jimmy I've left the job. But because of our relationship, I couldn't struggle a lot. So even when it came to vying Bunge presidency, I was seated somewhere and I said, Bunge presidency is coming up and they will be vying. He said, no, go for it. That's how I went for it. And he funded me through everything. So I think the dusty roads of Bunge is what has catapulted me to the space I am today. And when people say I come from humble backgrounds, I understand what humble backgrounds are because I come exactly from there.
Raila wanted to be president, and you're the biggest supporter of Raila. Obviously, he did not become president, and soon after, he decided to go to his arch-enemy during the presidential elections of 2022 and joined the broad-based government. What was your feeling when Raila lost? What was your feeling when Raila actually had a handshake with Ruto?
I am not a person who is very emotional. I've attended a burial of my sister and I never cried. And the circumstances under which my sister died were very sad. But everyone was sad and I was just there. I'm just like my father. Ukiona babangu wako sad, something is terribly wrong. So I remember on that day they announced elections. I was at work in Westlands. And my manager never loved Raila. He used to speak so bad about him. So we used to argue a lot. He was not even my friend because of that. Alikuwa akiongea vibaya namwambia wewe unasupport mwizi toka hapa. So they announced that Ruto is president-elect. I felt so bad. And the manager, I think he realized. Akaniambia wewe enda kwa nyumba. That's my first time to cry because of someone I've never met.
Really?
I went and sat in my house and I wondered. I remember asking God, what did Raila do to you that you can't even give him one chance? One. I have a friend called Michelle. She called me crying. So what do I do? Baba amewacha hii kitu kwa nini? You see, And I remember I had told some police, we had ruffled feathers with some police from Central Police Station. And I told him, wewe, wacha Azimio ipite kura utaona moto. Utakuja kwangu itishe maid wangu maji wewe. Akanipiga kobe. So now, when we lost, there is a day we met, akaniuliza sasa.
Mijinga wewe.
When Raila lost in 2022, I think I was wondering if I am feeling this way. I've not spent a coin, and I'm feeling this way. How about him? How is he feeling? And I could every time ni kama tu time yenye ametuacha. Hata ukiingia TikTok that time scroll 1-2 video ni video ya baba. And I remember the video that was trending that time is the video that he was speaking in Nyeri. It's actually it trended when he died. When he said that what I'm doing with Uhuru is for posterity of this country. That Raila Odinga must not be president, but Kenya must have a good president. Na nilikuwa nikisikia hiyo video nasema, because I knew William Ruto bwana. Unajua watu wanashangaa wakiona anadanganya hadi Al Jazeera. That's who he is.
Alidanganya Al Jazeera aje?
Atisha inakava watu 27.2 million.
How many does?
Is covering approximately 4 million people.
He said that it covers the entire country.
Yes. 27.5 million is enrollment. People who have enrolled themselves. But active contributors, 4 to 6 million. Akasema ati, since I came into power, no one has been abducted.
Since he came to power, no one has been...
Akiwa Al Jazeera. Nikashangaa, are we the ones who are sick or someone else? Because how can you say that? Did Denzel Omondi die of pneumonia? So, I felt bad when Raila lost. Not necessarily because he had lost. It's because I knew the person who had won is a trouble to this country. And I remember I posted on my Facebook the day William Ruto was being sworn in, on 13th of September, 2022. And I said, Kenyans are ululating. I said, villagers had been, let me read it for you. And that post is still here with us. I said, villagers have filled the stadium to the brim. They had been ferried, ululating at the top of their voices, celebrating the release of locusts who are coming to devour our economy dry. So, it's because I knew the capability of President Ruto, that he's a man who can take this country very far in a wrong direction.
In the wrong direction?
Yes. And that's exactly what he's doing. He's taking us very far in a wrong direction. You know, he's talking about taking this country.
What is fundamentally wrong with this nation? Tracing it back to Moi. What is your biggest gripe with this country?
Is that the people who ascend to power, they don't ascend to power to work for the country, but to work for themselves. It's about being in control. And for you to be in control, you have to make sure that other people are not in position to be in control. So they intentionally impoverish them. And you use your position for your advantage and the advantage of your family and a few people around you. It's never about the well-being of a country. That's why some of us in this space, when you are called by the sympathizers of government, they tell you that think about yourself. You cannot change a lot for Kenyans. You come from Bungoma. How do you want to go back? So they are telling you to be selfish. That has been our problem. That when you are a member of parliament, you use it to better yourself, and you don't think about that neighbor. And until Kenyans start thinking about themselves first, this country will never grow. It's about time Kenyans become as selfish as the politicians.
Tell me about Safina Party. You are the Secretary General of Safina Party. And the reason why you did such a beautiful event the other day, although there was full of goons over there, the goons were sent by who? Here they were from Kibera. Anyway, don't answer that question. I want to ask you another question. I want to just remain at the fact that it was a very beautiful event. And you were there. You spoke very well. You were at some point a very good MC, and then Jimmy Wanjigi spoke very well. Safina Party is about 5 pillars. How do you feel that these pillars are going to change this country drastically?
The problem this country is reeling from right now is about resources. It's about what you produce as the country gets into the pockets of other people, and it does not come back to you to work for you. And there has been a systemic way of siphoning resources from the people and making sure that we have a systemic way of making sure that you remain poor. That's why even government today, when you ask about what they have done, they will tell you unga has reduced. They put you in a food basket to always think about food every day, that you don't even think about how you can develop yourself and own a building like this. They have even taken away the hope from Kenyans that an average Kenyan cannot even imagine owning a building, owning anything, any meaningful asset, because they think they are not even in position to do that. Because there's a person who is struggling to even feed yourself. You cannot dare dream of owning an asset. And this has been engineered by the successive governments that we have had. And one brazen way of stealing, in a way that even complaining about it makes you look like you're crazy, is through taxation. Taxation, the biggest reason why the government is thinking about taxing people is because it is saying we have a lot of money we need to pay, the money we borrowed. And that's why we circle and say our biggest problem as a country is our debt. Because think of it this way. You are making 40,000 a month as your salary. Your whole income is 40,000. And every month as you get paid the 40,000, you have a debt amounting to 23,000. So before you even think of any expenditure in your life, you think about paying debt. So you take 23,000 from your 40 and you pay. So you remain with 17,000. When you think about rent, you think about shopping, you think about fare, you think about things you can take your children out, the 17,000 is not enough. So what do? You resort to borrowing again. So you borrow at around 23 or even 25. So as time goes, the amount of money you use to pay debt is even more than what can take care of you. So you cannot develop yourself. And that's the issue. So for you to develop yourself, you go back and say, let us look at the debt that we are paying. What did we take it for? Do we really need it? So that we can now save the money we are using to pay debt and develop ourselves as a family. And when you do the audit of this debt, you realize that more than even half of it, we didn't need it. And we didn't, the person who borrowed the money, let's say it's your wife who is borrowing, did not take it for the benefit of the family. So you say, no, you will have the burden of paying. As for me and my salary, we will not. So we are saying we will not pay the illegal debt, because that has been the fundamental problem. As of, let me read you something here for you to fully understand where we are as a country and what we must do. Because when we elect another president in this country, what will happen is this. If that president will not take good care of the problems that we are having, if he will be clueless, then heri Ruto ni one term, huyo hata hatafikisha kwata. Atumepigiwa kura na watu, my party leader has called, but I'm live. So let me read you something here so that you can, as of November 1st, 2025, Kenya's sovereign debt stands at approximately 11.51 trillion. Equivalent to 11.51
trillion.
Yes.
Debt.
Yes. Equivalent to 76.8 billion US dollars.
Wow.
Representing 61.7% of the country's GDP. The breakdown now. Domestic debt is 12.2 trillion.
Domestic debt taken from KCB, Equity,
yes,
NCBA,
6.2 trillion. External is 5.32 trillion. And this is the implication. Debt servicing pressure roughly takes 70% of tax revenue towards debt payment.
70%.
70%. Now we have to look at fiscal sustainability concerns. Kenya's debt to GDP ratio extends the recommended 55% threshold. That it's recommended that we should only borrow up to 55% of the GDP. But we have gone. Nakwambia ni 61.7%. Now, the government is exploring options like sovereign wealth fund to manage future liabilities and invest strategically. So, as we look at the debt situation, if we are spending 70% of our tax revenue to pay debt, how much do we remain with? 30%. 30% to pay salaries. 30% to use to do government social programs. 30% to do development.
It is the 30% that still goes to the county.
Yes.
Which now the county steals almost everything.
Yes. Like for example, we have a budget of 4.3 trillion this financial year. Our estimated internal revenue streams will be around 2.5 trillion. 2.5 trillion, our estimated debt payment and money in this financial year will be around 2 trillion. Which means we remained with 500 billion, according to our taxes. Counties alone consume 415 billion.
So the county would take all their money.
All the money that we will remain with. Government salaries, according to Mbadi, the other day, is taking 900 billion.
The math is not mathing.
Yes. Per year. According to Mbadi, government is using 80 billion per month to pay salaries. Which means we already have a deficit out of our tax revenue to pay salaries. We already have a deficit of 900 billion. According to the financial year, if things goes away the way I'm estimating. Government operations, kuweka fuel kwa nini per year is estimated to be 600 billion plus.
Fuel.
Government operations. Ukisikia Ruto ameenda Kakamega na chopa 5. What is fueling that? Ukisikia ameenda delegation ya UN summit na watu 72. How much is he using? Ukisikia ameenda sijui wapi
I hope that you are enjoying that episode, people of the internet. You know, everybody says there is no job, and that is true. Also, that was me 10 years ago. The problem is that everybody is trying to get a job in their own town, in their own city, in their marketplace. They ask friends for jobs, mothers call uncles, uncles call fathers, but there are no jobs, right? Let me tell you what no one is telling you. Jobs migrated online. What I actually mean is there are many, many jobs around the world and there is no one to do them. I have worked for a long time online, I think more than 10 years. I work for Americans, I work for Europeans, I work for the Chinese, the Australian, Canadians, the Ugandans, name all of them. And last year, I had a eureka moment. I said to myself, you know what? I should compile what I have been doing for the last 15 years. So in 2024, I wrote a book called Goldmine, 18 Side Hustles for Africans. And it sold a lot of copies. In fact, I was going for, sometimes I was receiving 500 orders in a day. In 2025, something happened. AI came. I think in 2025, AI came. AI came in 2024, but in 2025, it is here with us. And people say AI is taking away their jobs. And for me, I'll say false. There are actually AI jobs. Na mimi ni nani? I created more jobs. We now have in my book 25 online and offline side hustles that you can do anywhere in the world, whether you are in the village, whether you are in your small town, whether you're in a marketplace, whether you are in your house, you can do them. In this powerful volume 2, I share 25 new actionable online hustles specifically researched and tailored for Africans. My new book provides clear step-by-step guidance, drawing from my extensive experience and research, including the mistakes I have made and lessons I have learned over 15 years in this online job market. You can become an executive assistant to busy folks in Europe, America, and Canada. You can also get paid for tasks like watching videos and taking online surveys. There are many of them and they're in my book. You can also build a business as a virtual assistant, start an e-commerce without a shilling. You can also become an affiliate marketer or an online English tutor. And you can also do tens of AI jobs, and they're all in these books. If you have a job, that is fine, but I know around you there are so many people that are always looking for jobs and at home watching Netflix. Buy this book for your brother, for your sister, for your mother, cousin, husband, who is back at home all day, all night watching Netflix. Okay? Buy it for your friend, that friend who is always asking you for cash, you can buy this book for them. All the information is in the description below. You can also inbox me, you can WhatsApp me, or you can go to my website, which is oduorjagero.co.ke. The book is only 1,000 Kenya shillings. Or if you're anywhere around the world, the book is $10. So thank you very much. Back to programming.
So have you looked at what we are suffering from as a country? Out of the mathematics I'm talking about, we already have a deficit of 1.4 trillion in paying salaries and running government operations. We have not talked about capitation to schools. We've not talked about hospital. We've not talked about anything.
That sounds unbelievable.
Yes. I told you they still, in a way that even talking about it makes you look like you are crazy. You look like a conspiracy theorist. Even people don't think, mtu anakuambia, wewe unajua bilioni wewe. Because they know that the imagination of Kenyans about money is not so much. An average Kenyan has held 100,000 shillings much in his hands. So ukimwambia mambo ya billions, anashangaa, what are you talking about?
Haelewi.
Yes, and that's why we say that 1 billion is one Kenyatta hospital.
That's 1 billion?
Yes. Go to All Saints Cathedral. There's a building there called Children and Teen Center.
Trinity Center.
Yes. We built it using 1 billion. Go and look at that building and what it has and you see $1 billion in one area. So ukisikia watu wameiba 44 billion from SHA, those are 44 buildings like that. Gone. In this financial year, we are estimated to borrow 1 trillion. According to budget estimates. They said 900 billion, but it will be 1. Because watafanya supplementary budget, juu hiyo pesa haitakuwa imetosha, waongezee. Added to what we have of 11.1, we will be hitting 12 trillion of pain.
Of paying or pain?
Of paying.
Uchungu.
Now, the reason why we are saying we will not pay is when we talk about sovereign debt, you need to understand what a sovereign debt is.
An odious debt.
No, we are talking about sovereign. Sovereign debt is debt that was taken in the name of the people. Who are the sovereigns of this country? The people, according to our constitution. So when we talk about sovereign debt, this is debt that was approved by the people to be borrowed and to be used in the interest of the people. Who is the representative of the people in this country? It's Parliament. Therefore, any debt that should be called sovereign must have been approved by Parliament. So when we have debt that was not approved by Parliament, that is not sovereign. It's an illegality. And 2, our debts must come to the country through the consolidated fund. The people of this country have only one account, which is the consolidated fund. So every amount of money that belongs to them must come through the consolidated fund. And 3, the money borrowed must go to a project. So when we are talking about 11 trillion in terms of debt, we should be able to locate 11 trillion within the development grid of the country. From 2013 up to now, the biggest development project, according to government, was the SGR, 500 billion. SGR yenye ilijengwa mpaka duka moja huko Naivasha.
Duka moja? Duka ya Uhuru Kenyatta.
So, you understand where our money is going. And let me tell you what will happen when we don't pay. People are asking questions. What will happen? They will put sanctions. They will not give us loans. Why do we need loans? I've already told you that within our estimated internal revenue streams, we raised 2.5 trillion. Even without borrowing, and you have 2.5 trillion, and you have no debt you are paying, now you have 2.5 trillion to run the country. I've told you counties need how much?
You told me, if we go back, after we pay 70%, we remain with how much?
30.
No, the money.
It depends with how much we've raised.
Yeah,
in terms of revenue.
But as an example, we can work with 2024, 2025. We can work with 2023, 2024.
You need now to calculate what is 70% of 2.5 trillion. 70% of 2.5 trillion is 2 trillion.
70%.
You can do your calculation.
You know, you never passed math, so I don't believe the things you say. At least now you can use calculators, right?
Yes.
Okay.
But we are talking about trillions, so you need to check. So, which means the 30% we remain with has to run the country. Do you know why President Ruto is running the country on showbiz?
What is showbiz?
Showbiz is side shows, doing some things that you look like you are very busy, but you are not. But very fundamental things are not running.
So Talanta Stadium?
Talanta Stadium.
Show off.
We can't call it show off. It's another debt.
It's another date.
How much are we using to build Talanta?
144 billion.
No, we are using 48.
48 billion.
Yes.
Why are people talking about 144?
That will be the accrued interest and principal of the debt we've taken. That will be the total amount of money.
You pay 40, you borrow 48 and pay 144.
Yes.
How is that possible?
Ask him, Badi. He's an expert. He should be able to tell us.
What is the...
Go check the interest
Why
rates.
does he need Talanta so much? What is it for?
That's the question.
Would you pay 144 billion for a stadium?
So what are we building the stadium for? In other countries, stadia are owned by teams. Old Trafford is owned by what?
Manchester United.
Manchester United, which means they train their academies there, they hold their games there. Who owns Talanta?
Goldmine.
He does it. In countries that are serious, the president keeps talking about making this country first world. Stadia are not built by governments. They are built by private sector, teams, academies. That you as Jaguero, you form an academy of football. You build a stadium like that, you can be funded by government. Then you start running your games there. You make profit by selling sports people. In this country, the government is building a stadium. Owned by who? For what purpose? Who will be in charge? Is it sports ministry? Why is sports ministry? What's the role of government? Role of government is licensing, regulation, protection. It's not profit making. Therefore, the Ministry of Sports should only come in regulating, putting standards in place, not owning assets. Why do you
have a problem with government shedding off some of the assets that they have?
They are not shedding off to help. They are shedding off to profiteer. Let me ask. We've had assets of government being privatized in this country. What has been the outcome? Lawyer Ongoya says this, that you will never get a good deal from a bad person. And that's what we are doing. We want a good deal from bad people. We look at the worst in our society, we give them chances of leading us, and we expect them to do the best. We are being led by a president who has been in court on several accounts, defending himself on either acquisition of something or something is lost and he has to explain why this thing is not. That's the president that we have. He has been in court on so many times. Today I was watching a clip, he was defending himself of 5 acres of pipeline. And he was saying he was being victimized because he comes from a humble background. He has been using the poverty of his parents to his advantage. Every time you ask him, he tells you, my friend, just because I come from a poor family.
Joa, what I've realized that you guys, you Bantus don't respect Nilots.
How come?
Eh? Ruto has always said that he's a poor Nilot that grew up on the highlands. And God has given him something small. He can
quantify his poverty, but not his wealth. When you ask him about his poverty, he will tell you how poor he was. Now ask him about his wealth. He will tell you Kalenjins don't count their cattle.
I think that's brilliant. Kalenjins don't count their cattle.
Hey, that's what he says. It's against their culture. Whenever he was asked, as he was campaigning, to talk about his wealth, alikuwa anasemaje? I come from, my father was nobody. These people have everything. Why are we not asking them? Okay. Everyone, at some point, their family was poor. Everyone, even Kenyatta. When he was working as a meter reader, he was poor. Jaramogi, when he was a teacher at Maseno, he was poor. So you cannot talk about, like, for example, I also come from a poor background, but that cannot be an excuse every time. When you ask me about a camera, woman wacha kwa hii studio, a camera is lost. And you are saying, Joakim, you were here when the camera got lost. Then I start saying, Jagero, just because I come from a poor family.
You should not be accusing me of cameras that are lost.
Just because you think I can't afford something like that, why are you? You divert the whole situation. Now people start talking about your poverty, the poverty of your parents. I keep on saying that if William Ruto has ever tested poverty, that was before he went to university.
That was 30 years ago.
His poverty vanished if he ever was poor. When he went to university, in second year, he was running errands for president. A person who is running errands for president, is that person poor? We have record of President Ruto donating 51,000 in 1991 in a Harambe. So is that a poor person? When we ask him to talk about poverty now, does he even know how it looks like? He has long forgotten.
He has?
Yes. And it shows you how he has long forgotten. The other day he says that people are poor because of their akili.
Wenye wako na ufukara hawana akili.
Yes, anasema ukiwa na akili hata 500 inakutajirisha.
Something that I really laughed in the car when I heard him saying that. He said that watu wametoroka na pesa.
Ndio maana wanahangaika. So people are poor because they ran away with the
ile pesa yake zile
hustler.
We have to end it here, brother. We can talk until Zico. I wish you well with the team Wanjigi. But you guys have refused to go to United Opposition. Kwani hii kitu mnafikiria nyinyi ni nani mnataka?
We have not refused.
Okay.
And we are not saying that we will just be alone. No. There will come a time where coalitions will be the topic. But before we get there, we have to cross some bridges.
Okay.
The bridges are, Kenyans want to know, what are we coming to do differently? It's not just about sending Ruto home. I have told you that William Ruto is not a problem. William Ruto is a profiteer of the problem. And therefore, even changing William Ruto and leaving the system that has created people like William, then we will not have done anything. Even if we elect you, Jagero, tomorrow, and you do not deal with the issues I've told you, the 5 pillars, Kenyans will say Jagero must go. Therefore, before we get to a coalition and start discussing who should be who, the question should be, what are we doing? That this coalition is about what?
Exactly.
Yes, that is why we are here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Joakim. I wish you well. People of the internet, that was the longest episode that I've ever done at DWJ, I think. I think this is the second longest at 2 hours. Thank you very much for being here with us for 2 hours. If you have not subscribed to this, to Dialogues Jagero, please do. Because I'm looking at having Ruto here on this podcast to talk to us about the things that are happening to this country. If he's looking at 150,000 and saying, Jagero, ongeza, we mungwana, sasa. Hata niambia aje. Mungwana. Thank you very much, and until another episode, bye for now. Oof.